Hello, my name is Michael D. Fowle from William Friend High School in Powhatan, Illinois. And me and my lab table, we tested the frequency of right-handed and left-handed alleles based on a sample size drive from Friend's cafeteria. We used the cafeteria because we had a large sample size representative of the school as a whole, and to test this we went up to students in tables or individually and asked them very simply if they were right or left-handed. Based on this data, we were able to determine that the right-hand allele is much more common than the left-hand allele.
That
Statistics don't know more data is good.
Alright, now looking at our data, you can see that there's a very large difference between left and right-handed people. There are only about 25 people in our sample that were left-handed, and there were a whole 186 right-handed people in our sample. This leads us to have this recessive genotype of being only at 11.8%, which using Hardy-Weinberg's equilibrium, we are able to say that the recessive allele is at 39.42%. And then taking 1 minus that number, we were able to find the dominant alleles of 65.57%. And then from there, we can use Hardy-Weinberg's equilibrium again to find the dominant genotype, which is going to be at 43.0%. And then finally, using the Hardy-Weinberg again, we get to find the heterozygous genotype being at 45.15%.
I know it sounds hard to believe, but our perfect experiment actually wasn't in a true Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. The 5 conditions that need to be met for that are no mutations, random mating, no natural enemy, a large population, and no gene flow. Well, let's start off with the big obvious one. Number 1, no mutation. We, as much as we'd like to, we'd really wish that we could control that, but it's not really up to us to control mutations in the genome. Also, random mating was mostly satisfied, you could say, as far as right-handedness and left-handedness. It doesn't matter, but on a whole, you can't say that human mating is random. No natural enemy, I would say, is for the most part met, and we definitely have a large enough population. However, in the 5th condition for the equilibrium, we need to establish that there's no gene flow, which is definitely not true, as there are many different people who are in Friend, coming in and out of Friend, the parents, the people who live in the area, and there's definitely no way to control the gene flow.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so there are a few things that we could do to improve our experiment. One is that we were short on time, so in the cafeteria we just had to ask people the question if they're right or left-handed, so we didn't have any way of actually verifying if they were right or left-handed, so it might not be entirely accurate. And then also some people said they were ambidextrous, so they just had to pick one of their hands, so we didn't actually have them write or throw a ball or something, because usually if you throw a ball with one hand, that side is dominant, but some people learn to write with their opposite hand, so they just based it on what they wrote off of, or what hand they write with. Also, sample size is always an issue. We only interviewed or asked for 1 period in the cafeteria, so a larger sample size would have definitely improved our experiment.